All right, what is going on today, chat? What up? What up? Today is going to be a little bit different. I'm also streaming on Twitch today. We're going to try to see how that works. So we're streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. And I decided to make the Wednesday streams much longer. So what is up, guys? What is up? So while we warm up and get into it, we're going to get right back into Pokédoll. We have some redemption that we need to get into. So let me just share my screen here. That's not the right one. There we go. Boom. All right, chat. We need to lock in. Classic. So today, it's going to be Eevee. All right. Normal, none. Ditto. So the weight, we're locking in. Lower than 6.5 kilograms, but more than 4. Consult the board. It's definitely not a Snorlax. I can tell you that. Not going to be... Maybe a Meowth? Is Meowth an urban? I don't know if it's brown, though. It's more like white or yellow. Yeah. All right, we're dialing in. Phantom. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Not an Eevee, not a Ditto, not a Meowth. We're getting there, though. We're getting close. Let's see. Maybe a Clefairy? It's pink. Pink, normal. Porygon? Porygon's kind of pink, right? Blue and pink. Mew. But it's not, it's a normal, just a mono normal type. That's all it is. So this can't be Mew. It's pink, though. Let's see. Consult the board, chat. Oh, is it Jigglypuff? Jigglypuff is definitely pink. That's it. Congratulations, chat. All right, next one. Lock in. That is... I want to say either a Muck. Muck or Grimer, maybe? We'll go with Muck. Muck off the rip. It's not Muck. Zubat. I don't think it's Zubat because it's like more purple. Oh god. Maybe Grimer. I don't know. No, not Grimer. Mike, what's going on? What up? What up? Zubat. I get it. You know, it's... I don't think it... Oh, it's probably Golbat. That little blue coming in right in this section definitely helped. It's definitely a Golbat. All right. All right, next chat. Which Pokemon has this description? The body is covered by stiff, needle-like scales. If it becomes excited, the needles bristle outwards. Body is covered by stiff, needle-like scales. So that's probably a Sandshrew. Probably. Or a Sandslash? No. Or maybe Sandshrew, I guess. I don't know. Try both, but I don't think that's it. But needles. What other Pokemon from Gen 1 have needles? Let's see. I love cheating on the going to the board, chat. We out here not following the rules. Don't tell anyone. Let's see. Needles. I mean, it's not a Weedle, I don't think. That'd be odd if it was. Because we get Sandshrew, Sandslash, or no Buenos. Let's see. I don't know. What do you guys think? Its body is covered by stiff, needle-like scales. If it becomes excited, the needles bristle outwards. This is crazy. Because the only thing I could think of would be Sandslash. We can't start off the stream doing this, chat. It cannot be like this. Needles. And it's scales. So maybe... No. What the hell could it be? Maybe. That's what I'm thinking too, Bree. Maybe like Nidoran or something? Yeah, I mean, maybe Gyarados, but it's always like the Gyarados is always just it's pissed off is always like the fact. Cloyster? I don't think it'd be Scales though. The primary is Poison. No, Lyle, this one only just does Gen 1. That's why it's like for me it's embarrassing. So it's gotta be one of the Nidoran lines. It has to be. I'm just gonna literally just keep trying, I guess. Nidorina. Betty, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Thank you. Nidorino. Guys, we are getting cooked alive. The snake? I guess. What, like an Ekans? Poison Ground. So it was one of the Nidoking, Nidoqueen. I guess, like, apparently Nidoqueen was the answer, chat. Couldn't tell you why, couldn't tell you how. Nidoqueen, apparently, when it gets too excited, it has spines that erect from its back. Couldn't tell you how, couldn't tell you why. Never seen it before, never heard of it before. Now we know. Anyway. The more you know. What Pokemon is this a silhouette of? That thing's got some curves to it, chat. So let's see. Let us see. Poliwag? That's a good guess. Not a Poliwag. Maybe, A Ditto. You know what? Bree, just for you. There's your Ditto guess. Right out the door. What Pokemon has a Badonk, chat? We're thinking thickness here. Either the thick tail. What's got the thickness? Let's see. Nah, it's only Gen 1 for right now, Lyle. And Betty, if you can hear me, do you mind, if you haven't already, just type in chat for Twitch? My multi-stream, multi-chat should be working, but I don't know if it is or not. Psyduck? You know what? For you, Bree, again. Why not? Perfect. Thank you. All right. How is it on the Twitch end, by the way, Betty? Because I right now I have everything combined into into Streamlabs, so I have no idea. Chat, this is bad, dude. What is that? What is that thing growing out of this Pokemon's back? I'm struggling out here. It's got to be a tail, right? I'm too fixated on it being a tail. It's got to be. It wouldn't be like Is it a... No, I don't think that's either. Wartortle? Oh. Maybe that's starting to look like a leg. This is gonna upset me, chat. But I say that about every... I literally say about that for every time we play this game. I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna get upset. Maybe like a... That's just... This is bothering me. Mewtwo? You know what, Betty? What's... It is not built like a Mewtwo, that's for sure. Maybe a Lickitung? I don't know. Alright, so there's some grippers. We have grippers defined. Is that Squirtle? It's a Squirtle, chat. But I was right there with Lyle, man. That was definitely looking like a that was definitely looking like some Wobbuffet action for sure, but got scammed, got bamboozled, chat. So we did not. Yeah, and I'm roping you guys in. We as a collective did not do very well in that one. I can tell you that right now. So there's been a lot of motion going on, chat. Have you guys heard about PSA updating their prices yet again to $8.99 or whatever? So right now, if you guys want to try to get your trading card bulk for the Collectors Club, boy howdy, you get to pay $19 a card with a 65-day turnaround with $200 for max. We are back in the days of PSA COVID, chat. It's a rough one. It's a rough one, but we're back at it. So, what else is new, chat? Let's see. Is there anything on PokeBeach? CGC, it's all coming full circle. It's like CGC is going to start picking up again with the PSA being kind of strangleholded again. To be honest, I'd rather pay the 25 and send in. Yeah, at that point it was crazy because it's like the difference. This one even the difference between the 18.99 and 19 is that it's a 200 to 500 max insured value. But even the 25, all three of these tiers have the same estimated turnaround time of 65 days. So if you guys want your card shipped, you're gonna see those on your third, like 3 years later. It's crazy. It is pretty slow, for sure. But, so for those of you who are frequent flyers, one thing that you're going to start seeing here soon is that I'm going to start... This stream, I didn't want it to be fully indoctrinated over, but I am going to start shifting chat over to Twitch and YouTube. The reason being is that it's been pretty difficult for me to try to manage the integration with TikTok because TikTok's APIs are very restrictive. What that means is that it's very hard for me to add on different modules and optimize and make things easier for me with TikTok and Twitch and YouTube. So very soon, not during this stream, but I am going to start shifting more to reading chat on Twitch and YouTube. That is working. All that stuff is working perfectly on Twitch and YouTube. But just want to give you guys a heads up for those of you who are kind of frequent flyers. I'm going to be shifting more of that type of chat interaction on either of those platforms and have TikTok be more of like new people coming in, exposure. So I just want to let you guys know, for those of you who do come in here quite often, I will be shifting that more as a primary here in the coming weeks. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. I personally well, I just started the Twitch streaming today. Betty's over there right now, just helping me check out and make sure everything is good. But right now, because I stream using Streamlabs for multi-streaming, and I can see the chat. I should be able to see the chat both on YouTube and on YouTube and Twitch should be integrated into one. But I can't. All the TikTok integration stuff, the integration tools, don't interact and don't integrate with Streamlabs, and it's really hard. It's been really hard to have basically two independent systems running at the same time. It's becoming way too much of a bear. So probably Twitch, because I use YouTube more for just the VODs to be instantly uploaded to the YouTube channel, so I kind of like it in that aspect. So probably Twitch. And then the YouTube is for the instant VOD upload, and then the TikTok just for discoverability. But so yeah, and that way when we do grade review, people who really want to stick with it and whatever can go to those platforms too. The other thing too that I'm going to be doing for today and streams moving forward is my Wednesday streams are going to be much longer with a lot more variety. So one of the things I actually have loaded on the side, and hopefully I have a lot of different testing. Apple, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate you, brother. Let me see if this is working. We have some rank to grind. So after we're done with grade review, so I'm going to start with grade review, and then we are going to grind. I am in Ultra Ball 4 or Ultra Ball 2, trying to get to Ultra Ball 3 with the hopes of trying to get Master Ball. I have been grinding non-stop trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. And that's what we're going to be doing. So after grade review, we're going to hop on Pocket and just grind ranked and see how many misplays I can make on stream. So that's always fun. And one thing I did notice, make that a little bit bigger here. There we go. Boom. Beautiful. I think, actually, hold on. There we go. So yeah, we are just going to get right into it. So let me get this queued up here. All right, chat. It is time. Grade review time. And if you guys are on Twitch, you should be able to tell me how the formatting looks on there too, if you don't mind. So, episode 62 of Grade Review Time. So for those of you who are new here, this is Grade Review, where I review community members' cards for free from our Discord to give my assessment on what I think they would get as a PSA grade. And so we're just going to get right into it. So first up, we have the first edition Fossil Psyduck from, so these are going to be from, these are going to be from Apple. I don't think I need screenshots per se. Betty, is basically, as long as it looks okay, and you can hear me okay, that's really my main thing that I care about the most. But if there's something like really odd or wonky, screenshots would be very appreciated. But for now, I think we're chilling. So, yeah, I think I have some updated. Maybe Betty could help me. I don't know. With modifying the chat window or the chat timer. I don't know if you can do that as a mod, Betty, but Apple said after following you can't chat right away. But if you can't, because I don't know if it works like that. If you can't do it, don't worry about it. But all right, chat. First up, Apple. Thank you as always for subbing over in the Discord. And let's take a look at this Psyduck. I'd say so far, Mike, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I would say that the centering looks good from the right to the left. A little bit thicker on that right side, but sounds good, Betty. I appreciate that. Thank you. Right to left look fine. Corners look good. There are some like little bits of what appear to be like little dirt spots, but I think you're chilling. If you just wipe those off, I think you should be good. You've heard me talk about that enough to where I don't see that being too much of an issue. In terms of the back, do you want to remove followers only? From chatting? If I have followers only for chat, yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter if they're followers or not followers. If that's, yeah. I'd have it so that anyone can chat. Be fine. Thank you, Betty. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. So top right, do have a little bit of some whitening there on the top right. Maybe a little bit of a fold here too. You can kind of see it almost kind of get slightly darker right on that top left part. And then the bottom left have a little bit of whitening there as well. But all in all, I don't think I'd probably send this in if you're thinking about it getting a 10. And honestly, the common, uncommon fossil stuff, it's not really worthwhile submitting if it's not gonna get like a guaranteed 10, in my opinion. So you're kind of in like a rock and a hard place in my opinion. So I'd probably say, you're probably looking at a 9 to an 8, but then if this is a fold, you're probably looking at a little bit worse. So in my opinion, I probably wouldn't get this graded. I don't think it'd get the 10, maybe between like an 8 or a 9 with the bits of whitening. I have a first ed Psyduck and a 10. It's close to 200. Yeah, if you can get it as a 10, it's great. It's really, you're chilling if it's a 10. All right. So next up is Zapdos. This is from 151, right? Let's see. Centering looks good. Corners look good. Surface looks good. And the only thing that I see, chat, is we do have what appears to be some whitening on this right side, weirdly enough. So if that is the case, then it's probably not going to get the 10 because that is pretty significant. However, if it's just whitening, or if it's just lighting rather, you might be able to get away with it, but no audio? I think I have audio. I think it should be good. Anyone mind confirming that for me? But that right side looks good. If it is just lighting. But corners are fine. So I'd say if this is just a lighting issue, I would probably say that you should be good, but I'm kind of worried that if it is lighting, that there's something making that like very well illuminated, if that makes sense. So that's the only thing that I could think of. But so you're kind of on the fence there. You could have a 10, but I'm really kind of worried about this right side, to be honest. For it to kind of make or break that 10. Luke, how's it going? I'm doing great, man. Right now, chilling. I'm doing some new stream setups and doing some grade review. How you doing? Appreciate that, Betty. And like I said, and like the bottom says, I am both live on Twitch and YouTube. So if you guys want to watch me over there too, be chill. You guys get a little bit of a different viewing experience as well. So let's see. So the War Turtle centering looks okay. I'm not seeing any major scratches. Yeah, I do too, Apple. You definitely see a lot more on the card. It's really kind of constrictive for sure. Let's see. Nothing there. I don't really see too much. Maybe a little bit thicker on this left side than the right, but since it's on the back, I think it should be good. So unless there's some crazy print lines that I just simply can't see on the War Turtle, I think you should be good for this to be a 10 contender, because I don't see any print lines. The centering on the front looks really good. I mean, maybe the only thing that we can probably even check real quick just to kind of be on the safe side is the bottom here. Let's take a look at that real quick. So we could take a look at the bottom. Let's see. So the bottom. We got, let's see, so from right there, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. 4 on the bottom, and 1, 2, 3 on the top. So I think you should be good on the top and bottom. And on the back, I think you should be good too. A little bit thicker on that left side, but again, since it's on the back, I wouldn't really be too worried about it. So on paper, that should be a pretty good 10 contender. Now the Heracross, this one is it's going to be a little bit different for sure. So we do have some dirt here on this right side. So on this right edge here. The top right corner looks fine. Top left corner looks fine. Let's see. Bottom left corner, good. It's really just the scratching and that little bit of dirt on that top right-hand corner. But why do I... Hold on. Apple, didn't I... This card looks familiar to me. And I don't know if I can say why or not. I don't know if you're still here, but I feel like I've seen this card before. Have I seen this card before, Apple? Because I feel like I have. Yeah, because there's some light scratches there on the front. And the back has some surface issues on that top left corner. Because I could have sworn that there was one in particular that had a bit of dirt that I just simply... It looked like dirt, but I just could not get it off. And I could have sworn it was this Heracross. That's why I'm like so hung up on it. God, I don't know what I'm thinking of then. I could have sworn that there was something that had something very similar, and I thought it was on a Heracross. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what the hell I'm trying to think of? Let's see. So we got some scratches there. The back is just it's a little bit rough on that top left corner. Not too bad on that center. May have sent you one to clean before. Gotcha. Okay. Bottom right, a little bit of whitening. Not too bad though. I'd say overall, with the scratching here, we're already kind of out of that 8 range, so we're at best. Yeah, right, Apple. I'd say we're at, if this was the best case scenario, 7, but I think it's worse than that. Because I think you can probably get rid of this little bit of dirt. That looks pretty easy to wipe off. But the back is really kind of where it's starting to cause me some issues. So depending on how severe this top left is, I think it's more of the lighting than making it worse than it does appear. But there is some dirt and some weirdness up here in that top left-hand corner. So I'd probably lean more towards like a 6 or a 5. I wouldn't say that it's heavy play by any means. But 6 and a 5 range, I think would be good. Also, I don't know if this is just dust or debris. So probably, like, I would say how bad that, like, depending on how bad this corner is without this light exposure, you're probably looking at between, like, a 6 and a 5. to be quite honest with you. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that sticks out to me. Because the centering is fine on the front. Centering on the back is okay. The corners are actually pretty decent. Well, with the exception of this kind of unknown in the top left. But the top right, a little bit of whitening. Yeah, so probably between, like, I'm kind of torn between a 6 and a 5 because I really don't know how much of that is just pure lighting. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so that was apples. Next up, Mike. My boy Mike. And thank you, Apple, again, for subbing over on the Discord, as always, my friend. Always appreciate that support. And, oh, look at Mike getting all lucky with the Lily's Clefairy. And the Legendary Collection Dugong. So let's get into it. And if you guys are liking what you're seeing and you want to help me out, help cater the algorithm. If you're watching me over on TikTok, I definitely appreciate any likes and shares. And if you guys want a different viewing experience, I also am streaming over on Twitch and YouTube. Here in the coming weeks, I'm going to be shifting most of my chat over to either of those platforms. So if you want to interact with me, if you want to yap along with me, I'd love to see you guys come over there as well. So I appreciate you guys helping me cater to the algorithm. Always appreciated. How did that Lily get in there? I know, man. Snuck in there. All right, so this is probably one of my favorite side sets of all time, which is the Southern Islands set. And the Mew is by far one of the most sought after cards in the Southern Islands set. So let's take a look. And these cards are notorious for having print line issues, and that's why there's this one in particular, the Mew, is so expensive as a PSA 10 because of the scratching that can occur on the reverse. So let's take a look. So centering so far looks great. Emily, how's it going? Top right looks okay. Top right corner looks good. Top left corner looks good. Emily, I'm doing great. How are you? Just looking at some cool shiny cardboard, man. And thank you for the follow. Appreciate that very much. Corner's looking good. A little bit of surface issue near, maybe like a little scratch near to the right of that Psychic Energy. But not too bad. Got my PSA cards back today. PSA 10 on 25th Celebration Zard and PSA 10. Congratulations, Wolf. That's sick. Do I play other games? Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing some Pokemon Pocket later today. So if this is your first time, which it sounds like it is, every Wednesday I do what's called grade review. So I help community members assess their cards and kind of help guide folks in this very shaky, weird space that is Pokemon. So yeah, it's pretty much what we're doing right now. I'm looking at some cool cards, and giving my 2 cents. I do this as a part-time job, and yeah. Can anyone submit pictures? Yes, anyone can submit pictures. And how you do that? So on Twitch, I should have a link down below in my link tree, and I can go over that as well. Since when have you been streaming on Twitch? So I've been streaming on Twitch since today. Today is like kind of, well, I remember streaming back when I was in college. That was back in 2013. So that was probably the last time, over 10 years ago, when I streamed on Twitch last. I feel old. But yeah, Teddy, if you need help, the link tree in either TikTok bio, YouTube description, or the description down below on Twitch, the link tree. If you go to the Discord, there's a grade review channel. Classified, I'll answer that question when I'm done yapping. Well, I appreciate it, Emily. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. I remember when I streamed on Justin TV. I was playing Amnesia, playing Halo 2, Halo 3, COD, doing tournaments. I actually played against Ninja in a Game Battles tournament when Halo 4 first came out. cool fact about me, I guess. Okay. The surface looks okay on this text area. And I do appreciate that, Emily. I don't know if I said that. My Swiss cheese brain makes me forget things very quickly, so I really do appreciate it. Surface looks good. The only thing I see is really just that scratch near the energy. And this is a good thing too, guys. If you guys are going to take pictures of your cards, this is a really good example of having multiple pictures so I can see some of these scratches. Read DMs, sure. Okay. That's so funny. Can't wait for that, huh, Betty? Let's see. Yeah, so Teddy, if you heard me, you can anyone can submit for free. So we are seeing some of those print lines that I was kind of talking about before. So right here, you can kind of see those kind of cut across. So that is always something we have to look out for these reverse rares. RCS level X, only 5 of them in the world, PSA 3. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of, that's a good glass half full approach to thinking about it, Wolf, for sure. So on the back, we're starting to see some issues as well. So you have a little bit of whitening on that top left corner, top middle, bottom left a little bit of whitening, bottom right a little bit of whitening as well. So let's see. Anything else? No. Not much else on that. So I'd say with some of the let's try saying that again. Let's pause for a second. Let's try saying that comment one more time. So we saw some print lines across the text and the energy in the top right corner. So we have that going against us. So right now, with that being said, we're probably within the 8 range of near mint plus. As we flip it over, we are seeing some points of whitening. So we have that 1, 2, 3, a little bit in the bottom left and the bottom right. So having said that, with some of the scratches that are more apparent from this angle specifically, and the whitening on the back, you're in the 8 to 7 range, would be my guess. So the more scratches, the more I'm more on the side of the PSA 7, more so than the 8. But the rest of the card looks okay. The corners are good, centering is good on the front and on the back. You can see some of that centering having a little bit off on the back, but again, the back is way more lenient than the front. So we should be good there. But yeah, I would probably say anywhere from like a 7 to an 8, probably leaning more towards the 7, just because we have 1, 2, 3 more predominant points of whitening, especially in the top left, bottom right. But I don't think a 6. I think a 6 might be a little bit too harsh. But I think a 7 is pretty noticeable. And especially here with some of those surface scratches that I saw on Discord, but I didn't see quite quickly. I don't know, man, my words are awful today, chat. It's that damn Squirtle in the beginning that's tripping me up. That damn Squirtle in the beginning with its tail. We couldn't figure it out. That's what's really tripping me up today, is that damn Squirtle. All right. So now we have the Japanese variants. These are a little bit easier to grade because Japanese quality is always up there for sure. So the centering from the right to the left is a little bit off. So let's take a look there. So 2 Mews, 1 stream, baby. You got it. All right. So we got, boom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the left. So 5 on the left. And then we have 5 on the left. We got 1, 2, 3.5. So that's 8.5. So roughly you're at 58, 60. So the centering to start, you're going to be outside of that 55-45 ratio. So the right side's thicker than the left. So that alone will not get you the 10. Just purely on centering. Now on the top, we do have a little bit of some, looks like some dings or marks here on that top left edge. So as we kind of look across, we have some, let's see. So we have maybe some dirt stuff. Tommy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Correct about top. Okay. So we have a little bit of maybe some dirt here by this thicker boulder line. Bottom left corner, bottom right corner look okay. Okay, so here's probably where I was talking about with the front here, kind of translating over to the back. So we do have some pretty notable whitening all across this top layer, as well as this top right corner. The bottom left corner, this left edge actually is looking okay. But as we start to go towards that bottom left, we see some whitening here. We see some whitening in this section, as well as this bottom right. Got some surface scratches, stuff like that. So I think right off the bat, just from the front alone, the centering and that little bit of damage on the top, you're already kind of looking at a 7. But as we flip it over with the amount of whitening on the bottom left, bottom right, top right, and that top edge, it is pretty notable. So you're kind of within that 6 to 5 range. Probably more so the 5 than the 6. Just because of the amount of that whitening on that top, especially right here, and especially that top right side as well. So I'd probably lean more towards probably the 5 for this muse specifically. Okay, next up, the Lily's Clefairy chat. The big chase for Journey Together. W Lives, I appreciate that, Zombie. Thank you. W Mans. With a nice little chunker cat as the PFP. Faye's around here somewhere, but I think she's sleeping currently. If you guys are over on Twitch and YouTube, you might be able to catch her on stream. That's another selfish plug. Man, the Squirtle's got me tripping up, boys. I don't know what it is. That Squirtle in the beginning has got me tripped up. I cannot speak coherently. But we're going with Lily's Clefairy. And if you guys are liking what you're watching today, and if you want to help me cater to the almighty algorithm, drop a few likes, drop a few shares. Your homie would appreciate it. Zombies, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I think I remember Hassan, but at the same time, I can't remember. I don't want to say it out loud either, because I feel like I'm going to get tricked. All right, Lily's Clefairy. Big chase, big dreams. Will it get the 10? Let's take a look. So centering, looking good. As clean of centering as you want it to be. Top right, top left, bottom right corners. Looking good. So far, so good. And does anyone want to weigh in on why this card may not get the 10? Hopefully it doesn't happen, but Mike, I'm sorry. The dream. The dream is fading. The dream is dying. Yeah. Zombies found it. That little bit of whitening on that top left-hand corner may make or break it. To be honest, it's a little bit too noticeable for my comfort. That little guy right there. And that's what's so crazy about grading, chat, is that, you know, Mike probably pulled this pack with the freshest cloth gloves. He was in, you know, dust-free room. Had every condition perfect to open up this card out of the pack. And that alone, totally out of his control. You get a little bit of whitening, which may result in it not getting the 10. In addition, there might be a little bit of something here. You're kind of hidden in the shadows a little bit. But that might also be something too. I'm not too sure. But we do have that. In addition, like what this is saying, A little bit top heavy. You might be within that 70. I kind of like it 65-35. Even though they say 75-25, which I think is crazy. That has to be extremely off center for it to be 75-25. Guys, send you a Suicune V I got yesterday. The centering is diabolical. I need to show you for sure. Yeah, dude. There's been some that have been like, man, they must have just closed their eyes completely and just chopped down. It's pretty crazy. Next up, probably some of my favorite sets. Like a lot of people, if they brought these back, that when they do for reverse rares, everyone's gonna lose their mind. Because this, by far, for me, is probably my favorite reverse holo pattern ever. Phoenix, thanks for the follow over on Twitch. Again, if you guys want a different viewing experience, I'm going to be moving more towards Twitch and YouTube for chat interaction. Today's a little bit different because I want to help you guys that are frequent flyers, but I am streaming on both of those platforms as well. So I definitely appreciate the great migration. But if you're here, I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Dugong. This one's going to be big. So this one, I will say, Mike, this one might be a little bit more difficult for me to really kind of put my finger on because from this angle specifically, because I have the two, it's hard for me. That's all three. There you go. Yeah, zombie. Yep. Let's see. Say the holo is very clean, best as I can. Copy and paste. I probably could copy and paste. Do links work in TikTok, though? I don't know if they do or not. I appreciate that, Phoenix. All right. Centering, looking good. Okay. Centering looking good on the Dugong. From what I can tell, there's nothing wrong with the surface. It says from Mike that you're thinking that it's looking very clean, best you can tell. I'll take that. The back looking pretty good for a vintage reverse holo, to be quite honest with you. You know, we do have a little bit of some whitening on that top right corner, a little bit on that top left. So you're probably in that like 8 range, like 9 to 8 range. We do see a little bit of maybe some possible whitening, but it might just be stuff stuck on the side of the card or underneath where this mat is, this play mat. So not worried about it too much. So yeah, I mean, this is a pretty, like I said, I've always said this and I'll continue saying this. Anything within that Wizards of the Coast era, if you think that it would get an 8 or higher, it's an auto submit for me for sure. So I'd probably say you're within the range between like an 8 or a 9. Depending on who you get with this top right and this top left corner, because I've seen them kind of wane between the two, even just with my personal experiences. I don't even know what to call that emoji. Is that a nerd smile? Nerd smile. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you, brother. I don't even know what that is, but so yeah, I'd probably say between like an 8 or a 9. It's really just dependent on if there's any scratches on the holo, but if you're saying it's pretty clean, then you're chilling, to be honest. So I'd probably lean more towards that 8 or 9 for that. I personally would submit it for sure. It's a good one. All right, next up. So thank you both, Mike and Apple. So you guys were today's sub reviews. So now it's on the non-subs where we're going on to Dominator. We got some pretty cool. Got a nice little range here. Got some vintage, got some modern. Boom. All right. So let's get into it. So let's zoom in here real quick. Thank you, Mike. All right, Dark Raichu. First edition, might I add. First edition Dark Raichu. One of the first secret rares ever made in Pokemon land. So let's take a look. Centering looking good. Top right corner looking fine. Not too worried about that. Top left corner looks good. This left edge looks great. Bottom left corner looking good. Bottom right, I think looks okay. I think just these kind of little, what appears to be like ripples, look to be pretty clean, so not too worried about that. We do have a print line, though, going across the bottom here, which is always a big yikes. But in addition, we do have some scratches here as well towards that bottom right. So print lines will impact the overall grade as well, because it is seen as a scratch, but it is not man-made, you know, from the sense of owning it and being in possession of it and wear and tear. So that's kind of good for you too. However, the back is starting to get a little worn down. So as we kind of take a look at the top right here, we have a little bit of whitening. This top edge have a little bit of whitening and kind of across the entirety of the top edge. Top left looks okay. Bottom left, a little bit of whitening there on the bottom left as well. Bottom right, we have a little bit more kind of, it looks almost like peeling, kind of like between it just being whitened and peeling. So that one's a little bit worse. In addition to some whitening on that right side as well. So I would say so if we're kind of just assess the front so far with that print line and some of these scratches based off of what I've seen on past cards. In addition, now that I'm kind of looking at it, there looks like what appears to be some clustering of scratches here in the top right, because anything that's just basically non-colored or just silver hollow straight up is very prone to being discovered with scratches. So we can kind of see that there playing a role. So I'd say just from the front alone, you're probably within the 8 or 7 range just from these scratches alone. More probably towards the 7 if these are clustered scratches. But as we flip it over, because obviously we have to consider both the front and the back. The back, we are starting to see some signs of damage. And damage is kind of a harsh word, but a word nonetheless. So we have some whitening, again, on all 4 corners. Very mildly on the top left, bottom left. But more so on the top right, bottom right. It might be because of the angle, but... yes, Riley. Yep. The Discord link is in the bio in the link tree. So right now we're kind of teetering between that 7 and 6, because I have seen 7s with this type of whitening, but I'd probably lean more towards a 6, more so because of what this is. Now, if this is an actual like fold, you're probably even looking at a 5, because that is considered like a bend or a crease, which has some significant decrease in your points for your subgrade for your corners. But I'd probably lean more towards the 6 for this one than the 5, unless that corner is worse in person than we're seeing it on stream currently. So we do have that we have to think of. So probably more towards the 6 than the 7. But I have seen, it's crazy, I have seen some 7s that have even be worse than this. But that one is, those are probably anomalies more than anything. So I'd probably say more towards a 6 for that Dark Raichu for sure. Now this one is going to be a little bit more difficult for me to measure on stream. So you can kind of see that Mew as an example, but so if I measure this, it is at an angle. And so, sorry, 1 second, guys. Let's see. So, where am I? I had to ban that guy real quick. Okay. So centering. So this is how we would measure centering on the front here. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky because it is at an angle. So if I did this, so zoop. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4.5 on the left. 4.5 on the left, and we had 1, 2, 3.5 on... Sorry, 4.5 on the right. So 4.5 and then 3.5. So 4.5 divided by 8. So roughly 56. So that technically wouldn't make it for good centering. But yeah, I know, Phoenix. That's one thing I gotta. It's definitely gonna be some growing pains for sure. Because I remember that on Twitch all the time, just like random bots. I mean, obviously it's probably gonna be a lot worse these days, but a lot has changed since 2013. Let's see. But aside from that, I do think though, man, this card's tough, man, because it's like, I don't know if it's just because of the harsh lighting, but we have like this whitening on the top left there and what appears to be on this left edge. Riley, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I have a little bit of whitening on the top. But yeah, I don't think it would get the, like, if we're just basing it off of the measurements on stream and some of that whitening on the top left, I don't think this would get the 9. But especially the measurement, check that in person because it is at an angle. And I'm just measuring it on a screenshot. So same thing for this Greninja. This one looks a little bit more centered than anything. So I think you should be good here. But then yeah, it's just really tough. It's just tough with how the pictures are taken. I'm not too sure. Like, there's a little bit of whitening there. A little bit of whitening on that left side too. As well as that bottom left. Possibly. It's just tough. Like, I think if those two are at least whitened, I don't think they'll get the 10 either. But I don't know if it's just because of the lighting. So just keep that in mind for both the Charizard and the Greninja. If those lighting areas that I just mentioned are not visible in person, I think you should be fine. But it's just the lighting, I think, is kind of throwing me off a little bit. But thank you for your submission. And again, chat, if you guys are liking what you're seeing, and if you want to help me out, any likes, shares, follows, subs, wherever you're watching me from, I'm streaming on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube tonight. So any of that definitely helps me support the almighty algorithm. So, and again, I am doing what's called grade review. So Discord members submit their cards in the Discord for free to be reviewed on stream. So I give my assessment of what I think they would get as a PSA grade. If you guys are wondering how to submit your cards for a free grade review in the future, whether you're watching me on Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok, just go to my links, whether they be in the description or the bio. You'll go to my link tree. Next, once you're here, you're just going to click or tap the Discord icon. You're then going to post in the grade review channel. Just make sure that you read the rules before you post. Because, for example, I can't look at a card that is in a sleeve because I won't know if the scratch is on the sleeve or on the card, just as an example. Again, it is completely free, but it is first come, first serve. I think the current last left off was mid-February, was the last submission, or end of February. So we definitely got a long way to go, but it is still free. Comes first come, first serve. In addition, I review 5 cards per person per stream. You can submit as many as you want, but I'll only review 5 at a time per stream. However, if you want priority grade review, like what Apple and Mike took advantage of, the Discord server does offer a subscription starting at $4.99 a month. And so not only do you get priority, but you also get entries to free sub giveaways, as well as some more entries into some other giveaways. Right now, we do have an active giveaway for subs right here for the monthly subscriber giveaway. So here, the prize, I believe, is a gold Pikachu from the Ultra Premium collection. So pretty cool there. It's in the grade review channel, Riley. Yeah, my queue tonight is full, Zombie, but I'll definitely take a look for sure. Okay, so Leafeon VMAX. Let's take a look. So centering looks good. I'm not too worried about it. And again, just as a reminder, if you guys are always wondering, or if anyone is wondering, how to look at your centering, on a VMAX card, always look in these like little solid white chunks. So right there, those are the two that you want to look at. I sold off both my Salamence because they had whitening on the corners, so no chance. There you go, Phoenix. That's the best thing to do, man. Because there are people that still collect ungraded, and that's a perfect example. So I think the centering is okay. Not too worried about that. The back, however, is a bit cooked. I don't know what happened to this Leafeon. I feel bad for what happened to this Leafeon because we have some pretty notable issues here on this left side and on the bottom. Super unfortunate. You're probably bringing that down to a 7 or even a 6 because those are pretty notable. I would probably say that it's like light play section. Yeah, I agree, Betty. The Leafeon is pretty heavily pulled. But I'm a fan just rolling some hay bales around. For one that's common, I think that's a pretty good one. But yeah, I'd say with these two that are pretty notable, you're probably looking at, like, from a grading, like, in person, I'd probably assess that as a light play. But from PSA standards, you might get a 7, but I'd probably more suggest a 6 because those are pretty noticeable for sure. Oh, the Salamence. 4 friends that pulled it. That's from the Journey Together, right? That new one. Because I saw someone in the Discord pulled 2 of them. All right, next up, the Tyranitar. Centering looks good. Top, bottom, left, right. No issues there. Hopefully no issues on the back. I've hit 2 of everything except the Clefairy. Well, Mike pulled a Clefairy. I did. Okay. I know, but I'm telling you, I'm super eager. Hopefully you open that on a stream. Because that seemed like a pretty impressive haul. This one's a little off center on this right side, but again, the back has a way more leeway than the front does. I think you're still within. I still think you're within the range of this being that 75-25, so I'm not really too worried about that. So on paper, from what we're seeing, on paper you should be getting the 10. But normally for the centering on the back, I always kind of suggest no more than 65-35 on the back, even though on paper it's supposed to be 75-25. I think that's kind of BS a little bit. I got a second Marnie box the other day. Nice. Did you open it, or are you keeping that sealed? I got promoted to manager. Oh, nice. Well, that's pretty cool though. You got promoted. Hell yeah. Manager Betty. All right. So yeah, so I think going back, if I didn't say it already, on paper you should get the 10, but just be kind of hesitant. I would just measure that back, and probably, especially with the price hikes, just make sure that it's like probably within 65-35. There you go. Okay, Charizard from Celebration, centering looking a-okay. Some of the things that you'll probably see on stream is more of artifacting from the picture, I believe. Like, so for example, I don't even know what these are. It's kind of like weird, sharp corners here. I'm imagining it's from the camera. And on the back, we do have a little bit of whiting there on that top part. So we do have that kind of going against us there. Am I still live, by the way? If anyone wants to confirm, I hope I am, because I saw it reconnect, and I'm hoping that it worked. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, it had a little bit of a drop there. So I was trying to make sure that, okay. Perfect. That's exactly what should be happening. All right. So let's hopefully, if it changes, try to let me know. Try to spam it as much as you can. Because I'm streaming to 3 things at the same time, and I've put in some other measures to help it not drop as much. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it stays that way. So appreciate it. Naruto cards. I have a few friends that have had a bunch when they collected it when it was kind of in its infancy. So this one has a little bit of whitening on that top that I'm kind of concerned about. Um, but I think all in all, the card looks good. I just think if that's notable, it's probably looking at a 9. But sometimes, like, when it's super faint like that, chat, I have seen cards that have gotten 10s with, like, a very, very minimal amount of whitening. Cool Kanto, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate you. So, yeah, I'd probably say if it's not as aggressive, you're probably looking at a 10. So that should be good. Probably, this one, legitimately, is probably one of my favorite... I guess it's like a Galarian Gallery, but one of my favorite Evolution full arts that's not like a VMAX. I love the Terrarium vibe. Crown Zenith just was such a good send-off set for Sword and Shield. So many different companies. Yeah, because what's the one, because the people that made One Piece, was it Bandai, right? They also made a version of Naruto, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. I heard that game was, like, busted, though. Like, you can make, like, just disgusting decks that were just overpowered. Yeah, the Glaceon V-Star is sick. Like, so many of the V-Star cards and full arts of Crown Zenith were just so good. It's just so good. But the one thing I am worried about, though, is that left side on this Leafeon. It's looking a little thick, chat. Looking a little thick. So let's take a look. I'm telling you guys, if you guys are on Twitch, you guys can see Faye right now. Faye is making her appearance. I'm just saying. Twitch or YouTube. Faye has made her appearance. So you guys look. Why would you not want to see this? Oh, Miss Faye. Is she nice? But anyway, back to it. Faye is distracting enough, chat. Alright. So now, she's going to eat my pens. She's going to eat my... That's what I'm saying, zombies. Right now, she is eating my journal. So we got to move that. Next, she'll probably... She was gnawing on one of my PSA slabs the other day. Okay, so the left side. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the left. So 4 on the left and about... So about there. So we got 1, 2, 3.5 on the right. So technically you should be good. It just looks a little bit thicker. So, but technically you're within that 55-45 range on the front. So you got that going for you. And you kind of see that she was trying to open it. You know what she was probably trying to do? She was probably trying to help me with that that Dusclops that I can't get over how it ever got a 7. I don't think I'll ever treat that because I'm so shocked on how that thing got a 7. But yeah, she was the one that she was about to eat. You want to see? You guys want to see the card that she was about to eat? Before I caught her. No, that's not the right one. This is the right one. This. The Umbreon GX. So she saw another cat, and she's not about it. This is a 1-cat household, and she's about to be... She saw this. She got jealous. She's trying to take it out. Compromise. Huh, Faye? Anyway. Back to it. Bet they'll -1 due to the... That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and a lot of people, you know, the eyesight, like the eye appeal, I genuinely believe is kind of the 5th hidden grading criteria. What do you think of that vendor table? Can you at me again, Phoenix? I feel like I responded to it, and I can't remember if I responded to you in my head or if I actually responded. Just at me if you don't mind in the Discord. But yeah, I think this one, you're probably on that edge, like what Apple was saying. Like that's a little bit thicker. And they might take that into consideration. And this right side too is a little bit thick. too thick for my liking, to be honest. So this one would be a bit of a stretch, to be quite honest with you. So you might technically get away with it, but I probably wouldn't risk it, just again from how much stuff is costing these days for submitting cards. You're probably looking at a 9 to even an 8, but more so than 9. If we're sticking to the book of PSA, you're probably looking more of a 9. And then again, the Glaceon V-Star, this one is so nice looking. This centering, when compared to the Leafeon, this one is way better. This is way better. Centering on the front's good. The back centering is actually really impressive. This one in particular, I would send in, because from what I can tell from what you sent me, the centering looks great. The corners look amazing. The top right corner looks good. Top left, bottom right. This one I would submit for sure. So I would not be worried about that. But the Leafeon, I'd be a little too iffy on that, but yes. So this was it, Phoenix. A little derail here. I want to talk about a table to avoid at a show. So I mentioned this before on some videos that I had, chat. So that's not it. This one. So I made a video or a series of them about talking about tables that don't have price stickers, and what Phoenix was saying over on Twitch, he submitted a booth that is what I personally feel that you shouldn't do, because all of this stuff, like, yes, it's like marked for inventory purposes, so you can see like 12 and 8 and 15 and 12 and whatever. But are you sure these aren't the prices? These might be the prices. The 12 and the 15 and the 12 and the 8, now that I think about it. Because you have 2 of these as 12. Like the 12 here on the Pachirisu. You got 12 here. But it is very messy. I agree with you, Betty, for sure. And I just like, yeah, that's the thing too. Like, it's just kind of tossed around. I don't know. What's up, Rhyme Style? When'd your name change? Rhyme Style. Why does that name sound so familiar? I honestly can't remember who that is. So I don't know if you're mocking me or jabbing me. But yeah, I agree. I don't know. I want my booth to look presentable as much as it can. And this, like what Phoenix and Betty, what you guys are saying, I agree. Like, this is way too messy. I feel like I'm about to do like like how people do like workstation or like desktop reviews. Maybe I should do like a vendor table review. Maybe that'd be kind of fun. Be like, hey, send me pictures of vendor tables and I can critique them. Yeah, but I agree. Stuff thrown around and whatever, I don't know. It doesn't strike well with me. We'll just put it that way. But if it works, it works. Okay. So Jad, we just finished. Next up, AJ. Patiently waiting for his Lugia to be assessed. That's gonna bug me. I cannot the Rhyme Style, that I don't know who that is. I can't remember. But anyway, for you guys on TikTok, say goodbye to Faye. We're switching back to the grade review. Hummus Faye. Is the time for you to say bye-bye to TikTok and keep staying up on Twitch and YouTube? Okay. Grade review time. All right, so the Lugia. Let's take a look. Oh, she left anyway. So the Lugia. Centering looks good. Top, bottom, left, right looks fine. Looks good there too. Yeah, I mean the front looks good. The back. looks good. I mean, I definitely missed it being in a sleeve, but I don't think I really need it to not be in one. There's no scratches. It's really just the centering and the corners. The corners look great. The corners look great. The edges look good. Centering looks good on the front and the back. I think to me personally, I feel like I would submit this for sure. Yeah, I must have missed it, to be honest. But this was back in, man, I'm like so far behind. This one was in February 19th. So probably, because I probably just saw this first picture. It didn't see that it was in a sleeve. But I think from what I'm seeing for it being in modern, it's really just the centering and the corners that I look at primarily anyway. So it's not like anything's jumping out at me. So I think we should be good. But if that were mine, I would submit it for sure. Okay, so next up we have Wyokun. Got a bunch of stuff. Got some Zards, got some Lucarios. Again, once we are done with grade review chat, we are hopping right into pocket ranked. We're going to try to see how much elo I lose. All right, so Lucario V-Star promo. Centering looks good on the front. Centering looks good on the back. As long as this isn't whitening, which appears to be that it is, though, you're probably on that edge. Cruising, what's going on? Right now, you haven't missed too much, other than we got crushed in Pokédoll. We couldn't guess a Squirtle's tail to save the life of us. Just doing some grade review, and then I'm going to be grinding some Pokemon Pocket Ranked. Because I'm Ultra Ball 2, and we're trying to get to Ultra Ball 3. Hopefully tonight. We're kind of like on that. We just need some few win streaks to push us over to 3. But that's what I'm thinking, Apple. I don't know if this is like weirdly cut or not. I'm not too sure. But oh, you're thinking top left. Maybe. Review the Lugia yet? I did. I reviewed a Lugia. I reviewed a Lugia V. But I don't think that was yours. Unless you changed your name, AJ. But but let's see. But I think you maybe be good. But especially with something like this as a promo, like maybes are kind of like, I don't know. So I'd be more worried about what Apple's saying. Probably like in this top left. I don't know if there's some weird cutting issue there, and possibly some whitening on that top right. So the possibilities of it getting a 10 from what we're seeing are kind of low. With that specifically. Yes. Yep. The one that for AJ we just looked at. It looked good. It looked good as a possible 10 contender for sure. Centering on the front of this bad boy is looking good. Top, bottom, left, right. Chilling. The back. Back we have some whitening. So that bottom left corner. Maybe some top right action. Let me zoom out a little bit for you guys on TikTok there. Let's see. Yeah, it's really just that whitening on the top and maybe the bottom. So if there is some whitening here, as well as the bottom right, probably distancing yourself from the 10, but it's really well centered on the front. So I'd say if those 2 points of whitening are there, you're probably looking at a 9. If it's just the bottom, you're maybe get a 10, but maybe not. But if both are there, not there, then your chances are much better. Do you submit it under the grade review on Discord? Yes. Yep. So in the grade review channel, not the thread, but the channel itself, you submit your pictures there. And then if you check out the pin messages of the Discord channel or the grade review channel, it'll tell you instructions on how to properly submit. And I just closed that out. Give me 1 second. There we go. Am I in order? There we go. All right. So another promo. Charizard EX. Centering looks okay. Not worried about that. Corners look good. Surface, I can't really tell because it's crazy. Let's see. We do have a lot of like weird little fuzzies kind of stuck around here. So we have some fuzzies there, some whitening on the bottom left corner, a little bit of whitening on that bottom right. So this one is kind of like iffy for me. I think with the whitening on the bottom left and the bottom right, I don't think you'd get the 10 because of those two. So this one I probably wouldn't submit, because especially it being a promo, for these specifically, it's really just kind of 10 or bust, to be quite honest with you. But I'd probably not submit this just because of that potential whitening in the bottom left and bottom right corner. Now for this Zard, centering looks still within that 55-45 range, so not worried about that. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I was thinking too, Phoenix. Not worried about that. The whitening on this one is a little bit more obvious. So here on the... Oh, there we go. We're back. So on the top right, have a little bit of whitening. And the bottom right, we have a little bit of whitening as well. So this one, again, probably wouldn't get the 10. Because promos are so hard, man. Promos are really hard to get as 10s just because they're kind of put loosely in the box or loosely in the ETB or whatever. Just makes it a little bit more difficult for sure. But I think with this, the centering was looking okay. And then with the points of whitening on the top right and the bottom right, yeah, you're probably going to be distancing yourself from that 9 for sure. But all in all, a lot of the cards that you submitted, you know, are in pretty good condition, all things considered. I think the one thing that I saw that had probably the best 10 chance was the Simisear. But aside from that, that's pretty much all I saw. But, so yeah. All right, chat. So we are done with grade review, but we are not done with stream. We are only just beginning. So next up, we are going to be setting up some Pokemon Pocket. I am currently at Ultra Ball 2, trying to get to Ultra Ball 3. Hopefully we can have RNG on our side. So when I get that set up, I'm just going to step away real quick, grab some water, hydrate real quick, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere, chat. I'll be right back. Man, I couldn't be doing that, Apple. Are you kidding? Anytime I ever do any of that, I get extremely stupid. Like, instantly dumb. Like, almost instantly. Alright, can you guys hear me still okay? The only thing is that this is right on a line here, so let me just do this. There we go. All right. Especially if we're gonna be playing ranked, man, I cannot hit the Pendulum. Tell you that right now. All right. So we got that. So currently that's my rank. Ultra Ball 2, 969 points. So we'll see how far we go during today's stream. So let me just get this set up real quick. 1 second. There we go. All right. Beautiful. Should be good. All right. Guys, we are locked. We are locked in. We're going to do our best. Think everything is good? Everything's good? Perfect. All right. Now it's time. So first off, we're going to start off with the Rage-Inducing. That is some Darkrai Tina. So this is the deck that I'm going to be running today. Hopefully we'll see. I think the only thing I've been kind of thinking about it. So with this deck specifically, I feel like I notice more of myself wishing for Leafs more than I care to admit. So we're going to try that. We're going to try some Leafs. We're going to change 2 Giant Capes with 2 Rocky Helmets. So because the idea is if we're going to be switching around a lot, having more of a sacrificial lead is not that bad. So we're going to go for it. So let's see. Let's see how far we fall, chat. Or... All right. It's always good. All right, chat. So what are we playing against? We are playing against Mewtwo Tina. I've been seeing a lot more people playing this deck over the Tina Darkrai recently. Oh, it's not. So this is Tina Magnezone. Interesting. I think it's the first time I've seen this. So we'll see how it plays out. Pokeball, okay. I don't get the first Bellow, unfortunately, but it is what it is. At least we're not playing the mirror. Betty, are you still here by chance? Alright, so Tina Bellows first. Now, is there a world where I Sabrina? No, because I think I want to... Because again, kind of going back to what I was talking about before, that we really want to use those Leafs to kind of sacrifice a little bit on the front. So do that. We're going to put the cape on the Tina, because I don't want to get Marsed and lose it That's all good. What's up, Faye? Oh, good luck, kiss. So this is why I think I don't like Drud in this case specifically, because I can just kind of chip away a little bit. So Rocky Helm on the Magneton. So let's see. So that's going to be 140. So it's at 120 currently. So the only thing that I could think of would be to burn some energy, I think. And it doesn't really matter from who. So I'll save the Cyrus in case I need it for the Magnezone. Okay, so he's saving it for the Magnezone. So we're just going to do this. Because if he dawns me, he can't... If he dawns me, he can't red me. So we're okay with this. Because if he dawns me, he's really in a bad spot. Because he basically loses any follow-up play with the Magnezone. Okay. So we use the leaf. So I have 2 leaves now. So what world... Let's see. Because if I wanted to, I could Cyrus, but I need one more turn for the Tina. I think what I do is I Oak here. Because I think the plan is to try to Cyrus the Tina and then Leaf. No, because obviously I can't do both in one turn. I was kind of chilling because I just want Tina to be online. That's my main focus right now. Is just for Tina to be online. So if I hit, right now I'm chilling. That's what's kind of nice about having Drud being in the front, because there's really no, again, because if he leafs, he can't red, which is fine. And my Tina is now live, so we're chilling. So we're chilling right now. Volt charge, okay. So I think, yep, because that's exactly why I don't like Drud, right there. Okay. So if I Cyrus the Magneton, that does what? Because my Tina is already active. I can do 150 if it changes out. So I think what I do is I Cyrus the Magneton and just keep picking at the Drud. Because I have 2 Darkrai, I can still chip. Yeah, that's what I do. So we Cyrus this. We don't want some random 110. Because the Tina is already kind of taken care of. We're just trying to deal more with his follow-ups than anything. Because now if the Tina comes in, knocks out the Darkrai, I still have some plays. Because he's going to be, if he hits me, he either has to heal. I have a grunt that I could use. I still have 2 reds in deck. Yeah, we're chilling. We're still good, chat. Still doing good. We go again. One for one. We'll see. Really my big thing is try not to overthink. Ooh, Meowscarada. It's either a Meowscarada or the Arceus. And I always forget what that other guy's name is. The fucking cactus guy. Farfetch'd. So this, I don't know what this is. We shall see. And that's why I like having these Leafs, because I can just have that Tina in the front. I can just bellow in the back. Like, we're chilling. We are chilling. Keep this thing healthy. So let's see. Are you playing Meowscarada? No, you're just gonna Leak Slap me? So we put that there. Pretty easy decision. Put the Darkrai for Sabrina target. We're chilling. We're vibing, chat. We're vibing. I don't need a potion because there's no need to. So it keeps him off the offensive because if he attacks, I just chip with Darkrai, so we're chilling. There's a Sabrina, so I do Darkrai. Giant Cape, okay. So far, so good. I don't know what I don't know what he's running yet. I've just seen a Farfetch'd. I guess. Yeah, we'll Giant Cape here. We'll Giant Cape. We're going to... I'm trying to make sure that we don't get Marsed, to be honest. So I'll use Potion. Get that up, that's fine. Really, that's the thing. I'm trying to make it so that I don't incentivize a Mars. Because I don't really need a potion. Giratina's online. Oh, this guy's cooked. This guy's cooked. For sure. Actually, let's see. Because I can't do that, actually. So we are going to... Let's see. He's gonna bring out Exodia, I know. So what's the worst that happens here? Because I could damage the Sprig and then, but he kind of bounces out. That's fine. We'll just... Exodia's coming, man. I can feel it. Exodia is almost here. Because right now, I'm just... If Farfetch stays in... If Farfetch stays in, we are in pretty good shape, I think. Because if Farfetch stays in, I poke with Darkrai, I use Leaf. So far I still am in a really good spot. He needs to heal the Farfetch'd. Yeah, that's... Basically, I just do this. So we chip. That goes away. Then we Leaf for Tina, and then we win the game. And then we do one of these bad boys. Zoop. And then we bring out the big man himself. The Tina. And he concedes. Golf claps. Golf claps in the chat, boys. We're vibing. Yeah, that was a pretty strong start for me, and not. I think he got pretty unlucky. It seemed like, because he had a Farfetch for. I was able to bellow 3 times before I even saw another Mon, so he was a little bit rough, on the edges there. But that definitely could have gone a lot worse for sure. But so far I've been liking the idea of the Leaf. It kind of allows me to be more loose with what I set up in the back. Alright, so we're playing the mirror. And I really need, if this is the mirror, I really need the Tina off this Pokeball. Because it's basically whoever bellows first. Whoever bellows first wins first. In most scenarios. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the Pokeball doesn't matter. We just pull it. We just pull it. Top deck it. Heart of the cards, baby. Right, Apple? We don't need it. We have Exodia right here. This is Exodia. Now, what we can't do is we can't forget to bellow. I have done that before. I think I've done that at least twice. Where I just forget. I just end turn and don't get the free energy, and I lose. Top deck, yeah, man. You gotta believe in the heart of the cards. Like Yugi foresaw in the show. Alright, so again, chip really isn't that bad for me. Because again, that's why I kind of like having the 2 Leafs. Because I can just kind of play loose with the front lead. So I think we can just kind of bully the lead. Again, we're in a pretty good spot, because what's going to happen is if he switches out whatever is more healthy with more energy, I can try to grunt the energy away. So we're just going to try that. We're just going to keep it simple. Just chip with the Darkrai in the back, bellow in the back. Pass turn. I have not. Let me check that real quick before I forget. One sec. Oh wow, that's centering. You are not kidding. Holy crap. That's crazy, dude. Okay. trying to think here. So we can do that. And we bellow again. The one thing I'm not seeing is I'm not seeing any capes. So if I do get Sabrina'd, I have to bring the Tina out. Or no, I don't have to, I guess. Because if I get Sabrina'd, I'd probably bring the Darkrai out. Because the Darkrai in the back can still chip. And my Darkrai in the front would be super effective against the Tina currently. So there really need be no reason to Sabrina. It'd be kind of a throw. Because I just bring the healthy Darkrai out and just poke at the Tina for free. And have the other Tina in the back. Unless the leaf comes. Okay. So far, kind of chilling. Really, there's really nothing forcing me to attack. Because basically, if I can bring that Tina down to 120, I can get first blood. Because then I'll actually have the Darkrai still safe in the front. Let's see. So we chip that. We chip that, so then that'd be, what, 81, 110. So what happens? So we could... That'd be kind of silly, though, no? I think I just keep it simple again and just... I just bellow. And then if he still has the Tina around, I can see if I need to do anything with that. So far, I'm kind of just chilling. So again, if I get Sabrina'd, I bring out the healthy Darkrai. So I'm not too worried about it. Because of Sabrina, because he can't leaf at that point. All super effective. I'll be able to get the KO on the Tina. Now I'm just trying to think if I get first blood, what happens. So if I get first blood, the Tina goes down. I'd imagine. So he's trying to retreat. So right now he's trying to retreat. So then what happens next if I retreat? So 30. So I still have the chip damage. I think this is the push, right? I think this has to be. Because I have my 4 energy on Tina. If I attack, he'd have to red the healthy Darkrai, and then I follow up with the chip and KO anyway. I think that's the play. I don't see any other reason as to why I wouldn't. Because that's 110. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't. Unless I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. And then just in case if I get grunted, I'm going to put the energy on the lead Darkrai. I don't know why I would get grunted, but... So then that is 100. So now I just don't know what he does. Because he has to put an energy on the Tina. He has to put an energy on the Tina to do anything. And then if Darkrai comes in and reds me, I still chip with Darkrai in the back and swing for game with the Tina. Unless he Marses me. That'd be really bad. The Mars would not be good. He probably has it. Oh no. So that's still 170. Because chip is 20, Tina's 150, and then red is 170. So just cross fingers, chat. No Mars. We cannot have him drop a Mars. Whew. That is not a Mars. That is not Mars. Thank goodness. So then Tina comes out. It's pretty much GG's. Oh. So we do boom. We do the pretty red. The flex red. And then concede. 3 for 3, chat. We're climbing, baby. We're climbing. So far, so good. All right. Let's keep it up. It's the only thing that helps me climb this stupid ladder is this Darkrai Tina deck. Sounds good, Apple. Catch you later, man. Going second against the possible mirror. All right, so we have to research. So Magnezone, Darkrai. Pretty strong. I don't know why I said it like that. Pretty strong deck. Magnezone can definitely sneak up on you very quickly if you don't take care of it. Because that 110, possible 130 with red as a one-pointer is nothing to laugh at, for sure. Okay, so Tina that. Darkrai that. And then, just in case, we're going to Rocky Helm. Rocky Helm that. We're going to... So the question is, do we start putting pressure on the front? Because I guess it'd really depend, right? Because the 130... Nah, I think we put it on the front. I don't know. I don't see why we wouldn't. Because the Magnezone, all the Magnezone can do is 130 with red. Because he won't attack, because he'll have the Magneton. And Magneton will get chipped, or will perish before then. And so putting the energy on the lead Darkrai puts a lot of pressure. But he's probably just going to start working the back. Or no. Okay. But then again, I kind of forgot about the Darkrai, huh? So that's kind of a slight misplay so far. So that's misplay number 1, is I'm not really respecting the Darkrai, which I probably should. Okay, so we got that. Now the question is, if he has Darkrai in hand, or not Darkrai, if he has... If he has Darkrai in hand, he would... So that's what he's kind of reading. He has Darkrai in hand and the Magnezone in hand. So I think we do this. Because to me, he's reading as though he has the Darkrai in hand. That's probably what's happening. So again, me not really respecting the Darkrai is kind of what... I kind of lost one energy out of that. But I think that's the safer play. Okay, so there's the Magnezone. Okay. So we do put the Darkrai energy on that. Now, I don't use Grunt here because Grunt is really not gonna. I kind of want to save the Grunt, so let's bellow that. Because I really kind of need to pick up the pace because that Darkrai could be in hand at any moment. So I really need to start picking up the pace here. Okay. So if he attacks, I just Sabrina because he's gonna lose that. He's gonna lose that last electric energy. And right now he hasn't played. He's already used a dark. That's fine. So I think if he attacks, yeah. So if he attacks, he kind of loses now. Because now all I have to do is send the Darkrai out to get the 110 or the 100 in the back, and that Magnezone is no longer a threat. He's lost all of his electric. So we Sabrina. Then we chip for 20 and then 100 total. Because he just loses. I mean, well, not loses, but that Magnezone is useless now. Because now he can't Dawn. Like, Dawn is no longer a problem. Because his whole Magnezone line is messed up. In this case, I just... Okay. I mean, I have 4 cards, but there's really not much I need. Potion, Grunt, okay. So luckily I can put the Dark Energy on the Tina. And just swing with the Darkrai. So we're just going to do this because I can. This Tina is now live. And we just poke for 80. So what happens now? I mean, you have no energy advantage. I don't know. Okay. So hit for 120. So he actually needs a cape, I think. Because I don't have red for 170. Because right now I have 150 on board. Okay, so he just loses. Okay, and I had the red. Alright, so we retreat. Retreat for the Tina. We Darkrai to do the chip. We flex the red, because we can. Alright, chat. We are cooking with gas. We are cooking with gas. 1 point to reach Ultra Ball 3. Can we get it? I don't know. We shall see. Rank up battle. This is the rank up, chat. This is the rank up. Breaking into Ultra Ball 3. So far, it's been good. Luckily, I haven't really needed to use the Leafs, but I feel like they're still really important. Aaron, thanks for the follow, by the way. Missed that on Twitch. Mirror, possibly, and I'm going second. Possible mirror. Not looking good. The Tina.
They look terrible.
Alright, so we got that. Alright. Oh, it's not looking good, chat. He's kind of already getting set up with the Tina. But we do have Grunt, which is good. Because we got Marsed, but we got Grunt. So I'm hoping we can set him back a little bit. That's all good. Lurk away, man. This is just a chill vibe. We're on our rank up game. Hopefully breaking into Ultra Ball 3. But right now, not looking too good. And right now, we need this Grunt to go absolutely sicko mode. This Grunt right here needs to go absolutely bananas. And it does not at all. But it's okay. He still has to bellow. I still have reds. Yeah, it's now it's my turn to get coin flipped. It's time, chat. It is time. I feel like at this point, I'm not even going to drop anything in the back. I mean, I do have Leaf, I guess, but... Oh. It's like it's meant to be. Because he does... He's going to do one... Just make sure. So he's going to do 100. So we just poke. Poke for 100. I take 2, but I have a Pokemon Center lady in the back. He's already used a Mars. Weirdly enough, that Mars kind of didn't do much. There we go, chat. Rank up. Ultra Ball 3. Let's go. Ultra Ball 3, man. Let's see. Let's see if we can keep it up. Ultra Ball 3. These are tough. It may not look like it, but all this yapping that I'm doing is making sure that I don't misplay. Because the moment you make one misplay, you're just cooked. You're just cooked. So playing optimally with these cards is just like you cannot falter. So we're playing against Gyarados. Gyarados. We'll put the Tina out there. Maybe we might be able to bait a Sabrina or something. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. And he leads with Manaphy. At least I think I have first energy, though. I do. So I have first energy, which is kind of okay. But at the same time, it is Manaphy. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this works. We have the Pokeball in the pocket. We have the research, which is really good. That's a really strong opening. Really gonna be able to deck thin a lot. So we're gonna see how this goes. Alright, so Pokeball. Probably ideally. Yeah, it's probably ideally what I'd want. Then we research. Okay, so I think since we have the leaf, I think we Darkrai that. Because if he wants to kind of sit and chill or do whatever, we should be chilling. Misty. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's happening, chat. It's happening. We're cooked. We're done. Oh, man. Misty. Nothing you can really say about that one. Not much you can say about that. Yup. That Misty just went absolutely sicko mode. That's pretty crazy. Alright, so... This is going to be rough. Because on one hand, he's probably going to want... Because he's set up. He's set up like crazy. But the question is... If he Sabrina's... Well, I'm kind of already cooked, right? So if he attacks... I mean, I guess he just I guess my only option, right, is just to hope that he doesn't. I mean, I can't, because there's really not much I can do. Because I have that, I guess, but if I get Sabrina, I get Sabrina. It's just what it is. I don't have my other Tina on the bench to protect against the Sabrina, so it is what it is. What's probably going to happen is I'm just going to get Gyarados, Sabrina, and it's pretty much going to be GG from there. Nope, here it comes. Here it comes, chat. And then what do I give? I mean, I kind of am just cooked already. I mean, there's really not much I can do. I don't put the Teen out there. That's for sure. Who do you rip the energy from? Not from me. Nice. Now, who do I put out there? Well, I have to put out the Tina, right? Because if I don't, I just lose. Okay, so that cape is kind of big. So I think what I do... But then again, because if I get the Manaphy, the Palkia can kind of come in and I just damage myself with Tina and reduce. Because I basically just need to one-hit the Gyarados, so I have to cape. Because pulling out the Manaphy for the quick solo is really not gonna do anything. Because I need to full health attack that Gyarados. as much as I can. That's really my only condition here. And Bellow, and I just have to hope he doesn't yoink if he yoinks a psychic energy from me, it's pretty much GG's. Okay. That is probably going to be GG's, I would imagine. Right, because 130, I can't heal enough. Yeah, it's just GG's. Dang, first loss of the night. First loss of the night. That, I mean, you can't, once that man flipped 4 heads in a row, there's really not much you can do. we'll just say it that way. There's really not much you can do when the man flips 4 heads with a Misty. It is what it is, chat. It is what it is. So let's see. All right. Going second again. So if I'm going second, I want to protect the Tina as much as I can, because the Darkrai is going to pretty much say bye-bye. Because he's probably gonna... Because I just don't want to lose the Tina getting the energy. The Tina is the best follow-up. So it's the Arceus Carnivine deck. Okay. So at least I get first chip, I guess. So the hope is going to be if I can get... Okay. Okay, that's a really strong start. Okay, okay. So this is good. This is good. So we basically saved the Rocky Helmet and the Center Lady for the front Darkrai. And then we just chip. Bellow. So right now our objective is to keep Tina in the back Darkrai as healthy as possible for Tina to get to at least 3, preferably 4 Bellows. We want to try to get as many Bellows off as we can. Okay. Chip that. We want to make sure that Arceus is nice 100 range. We want to make sure that can be basically leaf switched instant. Would be ideal. All right, beautiful. So again, really no solid pressure at the moment. So chip that. Bellow there. And we just, for Sabrina, we just give him the healthy non-energy Tina. Okay. Here's the leaf. Okay, here's the Carnivine, I guess. Okay. So that will do 70. It has no method of chipping. So we are going to... What are we going to do here? So we're actually going to Center Lady that, because we're going to be at 100. And then I can put the energy on this one, because I could possibly get a sneaky standard retreat. And I could also get a really, really sneaky I could probably knock out the... That's fine. We'll see. We'll see if I get him back. I at least need the Cyrus back. Would be ideal. Sabrina, it's alright. Not ideal, but we can make it work, hopefully. Okay. Because the Carnivine attacks, he gets chipped for a good chunk of damage. Because I can do 150. So he has to put a giant cape on the Arceus EX for it to live. Let's see what he does here. Because if the Carnivine attacks, he just gets chipped. And he'd probably bring out the Magnemite so it could stay alive. The really big thing is I need to... Okay. Now, do I win off that? I think I do. Because if I chip, it'll hit 120. I think I just win? Question mark? Because this is going to be... Because that's going to be 120. And then the Giratina comes in. Yep, that's exactly what happened. He must have just had like a really rough opening and didn't have any leaves or something. I'm not really too sure. But so far, so good, chat. So far, so good. Matches have been pretty consistent. So far, we've had, what, one loss so far tonight? Going first. I don't know. I think we're about to get another loss. This deck is very fast. But depending on what it is, it's probably the... Okay, Riolu, so it's probably the Rampardos deck. Would be my guess. Tina, hopefully? Tina? No Tina? That's fine. Lead with Rocky Helmet for that reason. We're just kind of... We're chilling. Our hand is a little bit bricked at the moment. Unfortunately, but we'll see what we can have happen here. So he's fishing for something. Quite yet, I don't know if he's doing Lucario or what, but I haven't seen anything to really tell me what's going on yet. Let's see. If I switch... I'm trying to think. So I could possibly turn off the Mars Shadow and burn an energy. I could do that. I guess because I really have nothing else better to do. I think picking off that Mars Shadow is going to be pretty big. Because really, I'm not in a good spot. I'm not in a good spot right now. Because I don't have a Tina. I don't have another Darkrai. I have nothing. So I have to just burn an energy, which basically equates to burning a turn. Hopefully get something better next turn. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Okay, 2 Riolus. I do have a Cyrus for the Marshadow, so I don't get revenged. Okay. So he jabs me. So just in case, I don't know why he's doing that, so I think a quick potion is in order, I think. So I'm honestly not too sure why he did that, to be honest. So what's gonna happen? So I'm hoping that he thinks I'm just gonna knock out the Riolu. Beautiful. Okay. A little late for Tina. But I think what we do is for sure chip at the Lucario for 40. Because my guess... Because I think it's just too late for Tina at this point. I'm like way too far behind. So I think it's just Darkrai or bust, I guess. And then we're going to Cyrus the Marshadow. Just like how we drew it up. And I think this to bait like a Sabrina or something. I don't really know. Because I have the leaf and the reds are just dead, so... Because if he brings that Lucario out, he has to have heals or something. Because right now you're at 80. Yep, so that is what I wanted. So right now, because he hasn't used any, well, he's used 1 research. Totally fine. Totally fine. Because now we just leaf out. Put an energy on the Tina. Because I don't need to chip. So far so good. I don't know. I still don't really even know what he's playing. So he definitely fell for the Sabrina bait. I mean, I would have done the same thing, but just nice to get that stuff. You know, use the Sabrina. We basically just kind of trade. He couldn't use a supporter. There wasn't really anything else that he could use. So we'll see. No energy Lucario, so I don't really know what else he can do at this point. Because really his only chance of surviving would be another Sabrina, but he already used it. Unless he wants to use a Cyrus just because. And then that's good. The Cyrus and the Sabrina are out. Grunt, I guess, is another viable option, but I'm not too sure if he has it. I feel like he would have played it if he did. Because he just has no energy. He has no energy to do anything. So... he has to have a cape. That's really the only way that he survives this. Is he just has to have a cape. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. So, 10-9. I don't know if he's just going to wait for me to just perish by boredom. I'm not really too sure, but... yeah, I think it's GG's. It is GG's for the Lucario, man. And there it is. So we've lost one game tonight. We just lost against the Gary. But aside from that, we definitely made some no, we lost two, I think. We lost two. I'm pretty sure. But some pretty notable progress. For sure, which is good. But not too bad, not too bad. So we had what? So we started at 969 Ultra Ball rank 2, and we made it to 1032. So that's some pretty significant progress for sure, especially at this high of rank. So yeah, can't complain. I think that's gonna do it for me, guys. Definitely a good session. I really like the format. Hopefully you guys did too. Definitely going to be doing this more in the future. It's a little bit more entertaining for me, as I hope it is entertaining for you. The grind will never stop. Onward and upward to Master Ball. That's the end goal at the end of this, is to get to Master Ball. So yeah, I appreciate all the new subs, new followers, all the shares and likes and the interaction and all that fun stuff from you guys. Always appreciate it. And I will catch you Let me try that again. I'll catch you on Monday, if not